Hey everyone, Tommy from TechNexus, and thanks for joining me this week on my series of AutoCAD and its interface, and more so aimed at new users to AutoCAD. Yesterday we had a look at the general sort of look and feel of it, the GUI, the graphical user interface, and what sometimes is referred to as UX, the user experience. So this is where some titles you see at Autodesk and other companies, they're called UX designers or managers, where they look after the look and feel of the software. But stepping on from that is actually, starting to draft something. So I'll just close this and go back to the start page. So with the start page in AutoCAD, to start a new drawing, you can just click on this big button here called Start Drawing, or you can actually use it as from a template. So I'm just using AutoCAD ISO.dwt. It's the default one. You can make your own as well, but I think we'll sort of leave that for a little bit down the track once we get into AutoCAD a bit more. Now, drafting in AutoCAD is really quite easy. It's sort of based on the command name. So a line is marked as a line. So when you do start it, you can click the button there, or you can type the word line, and it does come up as a command there as well. So if you hover your mouse over the command, you can see sometimes you might get a little video about it, but then you can see down the bottom of it, and I can't obviously because I'm using a mouse. If I move my mouse, we're going to lose this. But down the bottom of this sort of help dialog box here, you can see that it says it's the word line. And then if we go over to Polyline, you can see it's P-line, circle is circle, arc is arc, rectangle is rectang, ellipse as well, and hatch is hatch. So it makes it quite easy to learn how to do things. So again, just drawing a line, you can click anywhere in your model space there, and you can draw a line, and it can be in any length. You can come in here and start from anywhere you want, and then what you can do in any direction that you want to go. So if I want to go to the east and I want to go a meter, and because I'm drawing in millimeters here, I get a line that is a meter long. And if I look at the properties of it, you can see that it says that it's a meter long. And you see, I've just brought up a new palette here, the properties. Everything has a property. So if I put a circle in here, and you can see that it appears here, it tells me what the values are as well. So if you don't have this properties palette, so if I close it and you're sort of left with the screen, you can just select an item, right click and go to properties, and you can dock it off to the side here. You've got options to auto hide as well. So if I move my mouse back in the screen, it disappears, but then if I move over it, it'll reappear. We can pin it back again, we can unhide it, and there are other options for that. I can dock it to the right, or because I'm only recording one screen, but I can dock it off the screen and have it off on the right hand side here, and then that way it's not taking up valuable space for me to draw on this screen as well. I guess if you've got smaller screens, or if you've got dual or triple screens, you can drag it off to the side. If I want to run a line from a known coordinate, so if I want to start a line from the origin 0, 0, so I can just type in line, and it says specify the first point. So down the bottom here in the command line, specify the first point. So I want to start at 0, 0. So you can see that it's always starting from 0, 0 at the UCS. And you see that now I've got this sort of rubber band look to the line. I can turn that on or off by pressing F8. So F8 is what's called the ortho lock. So you can see I can go to the west, I can go to the east, I can go south, or I can go north. So if I want to go north a meter, so I can type in 1,000. Okay, and then if I want to go east a meter, I can go 1,000 as well. And you can see that everything, if I look at the properties, it is 1,000, and we've got the start and end points there. I can come in here and change that and make that 1,500. Okay, now these two lines are not connected. They're not those kind of lines. But if I want to move that as well, I can grab the grips there, and I can stretch it up and move it up there. Okay. Same thing for the circles. even polylines. Let's go to polyline. So 0, 0. And polyline's a little bit different. It's a polyline because it's all joined together through these vertices. So you can see if I pick one part of the line, both lines highlight, and then we've got an area and a length in there. So I can pick up one of the grips. So these blue, everything will have a grip as well. Depending on what you do, will depend on the command. You can see we can grab one corner and it stretches just that corner, but it does leave the other end there. If I select it, and then I can stretch it over there as well. And as well, if I hover my mouse, I can add other elements to that as well. So I can add a vertex. If I remove it, then we end up with just the two vertices from 0, 0 and right up to the end here as well. Okay, circles, so, center radius and center diameter. So center, again, at 0, 0. And then we've got down the bottom, specify the radius or the diameter. So I can press D and enter for the diameter. And now I'm working with the diameter. So if it's a meter wide, then you can see the diameter there is a meter, and the radius is obviously going to be half that at 500. Okay, so we do have that same flyout there, so center radius or center diameter. If I've got a 2-point circle, so let's say that I need to fit a circle in between those 2 points, so I can go 2-point from there to there, and then you can see that it's going to populate a circle there. I can even do 3-point. So if I need to put a circle that matches those 3 points, so I can go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so they're just 9 points that you need to do something, whether it's architectural, mechanical, whatever it might be. Arcs, again, a whole bunch of different options here, but you can just sort of click through them. Do another 3-pointer. Okay, and then let's do a line. So you can do a line that goes between the tangent of one arc and the tangent of the other arc, and then we can get nice lines that come across those tangents there. If I've got 2 lines and I need to snap between them, let's just turn my focus on. I need to draw a line from here to here. So if you can go line, and you can press shift and right click, and then you get the snap settings. So I can go from the end point to the end point. I can also shift and right click. So do the start the line command, shift right click end point, shift right click to the mid. And then we can do the same end point to end point. Now we can also keep our snaps on. So if I right click and go snap settings, I can have these permanently on as I'm drafting. So I would say endpoint, midpoint, intersection, and insertion. So you see now, whenever I hover over it, there's a little green square that appears. So now I can just draw lines to have running snaps on. So I don't need to keep pressing shift and right click to keep these snaps going. So you can see I can just keep snapping endpoint to midpoint. So midpoint to endpoint, midpoint to midpoint. So I can go do whatever I need to do. It will come down to personal preference there as well. Okay, so they're 3 quite basic commands. Have a look at them, have a play with them. Let me know in the comments below if you need any help on other sort of AutoCAD settings. And I will see you tomorrow to do some more sort of polygons and rectangles and draw sort of a few more shapes. And then I know it's going to be a short week this week. I've got to do a bit of traveling on Thursday, Friday, so we'll do these for today. We'll do some more basic geometry and shapes on the Wednesday, and then next week we'll have a look at the modify panel here and talk about moving and rotating and doing whatever we need to do. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, but please do subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get daily notifications of all my videos, and I will see you tomorrow. See you later.